G'day and welcome to the Trans-Tasman Racing Motegi track guide for round 7 of the V8 Supercars Online series presented by Big Pond. Motegi is basically the opposite to Alton Park, which was round 6. Alton was a very tough track to pass on. Motegi I think is going to be a fair bit easier due to the long straights into long braking zones and second, third gear corners. So yeah, it's going to be really important to have a car that brakes well and is stable under brakes, and then gets good drive off the corner. I don't think mid-corner speed is going to be as important here as what it has been previously at other rounds. As a result of all these passing zones, you're going to need to get the good exits and as a result save the tyres. So I'll do a quick demonstration now of how you should be exiting the corners, not only for qualifying but also in the race. It'll just maximise your possibility to pass, and this goes for all corners of the track. One of the key aspects to Motegi is being able to stop the car for the corners appropriately. As you can see here, by out-braking yourself, you actually cost yourself a lot of time. You're better off braking early and going into the corner slower to get a better exit. As you can see in this S-bend, I entered it really quickly, missed the apex, and then had a delayed throttle on exit, which has really hurt me. Down the back straight into the right-hander, I broke really deep, as you can see here, and the back's just locking on me and I have to try and save it, and it just floats wide of the apex, and again that really hurts exit speed. So yeah, basically just try and pull it up for the apex quite nicely and then punch it off the corner for a straight exit. So that was out braking myself a little bit. This is how it is supposed to look, you can say. As you can see, I'm braking a little bit earlier. The car's behaving itself under brakes as a result of that. The car makes the apex there, and then much easier to drive off the exit. It's a much faster way to do it. Just remember, slow in, fast out. I've heard a few people talking about setup this week so far, and how you can get the car to behave itself at a track like this. You want a car that basically brakes well and gets off the corners well. Now, if we all had the golden secret to set up, I'm sure racing would be a lot easier than it is, but we don't, unfortunately, so you got to compromise. And basically I'd be trying stuff like stiffer front springs, lower Watts link, raising the front ride height, stuff like that for braking stability, to try and make it a little bit easier under brakes. For exit, you look at stuff like softening the rear anti-roll bar off to give it a little bit more grip, maybe softening the rear springs, softening the rear bump and the shock absorbers. There's a few different things you can do there. Watts linkage down as well, that's another option, but really there's so many different things you can do, but there's a few little ones if you've got no idea. So now we've looked at how to go about the track from a theoretical standpoint, let's actually go and do a lap. To start the hot lap at Motegi, you see you want to brake into turn 1 relatively early, turn in early, let it float wide in the mid corner here, leave it in third, get it back to the second apex, try and pick the power up smoothly for a good run onto this straight, keep plucking the gears away. Into this corner you need to make sure you make the apex, brake early enough to actually get to the corner, again double apex the corner, float it wide, short shift to third to avoid wheel spin, get a straight exit as much as you can. A little bit too much wheel spin there for me, you want to avoid that. Down here, brake early, make the apex on the inside. These apexes, as I mentioned, are really important. Try and avoid wheel spin, get it up on the curb. Here, pull fifth, just lift off a little bit so the back doesn't crack sideways, use all the road. Brake earlier than you think for these S's because you'll probably miss the first one, the first few laps you do. Again, no wheel spin, feed the power on really gently off here. Brake as deep as you dare, but make the apex. Again, can't stress that enough. You need to make these apexes. Straight exit as much as you can, no wheel spin. I probably sound like a broken record, but all the corners are basically the same. Straight exit, limited wheel spin. This is important, you need a good run onto this straight. Okay, down here, biggest braking zone on the track. The brakes glow orange down here. Brake as deep as you can. Turn in really early to make the apex. You can cut it just a little bit, float it wide on exit, get it back to the right under the bridge, slight lift through this kink to make sure the back doesn't step out, brake deep, enter it really fast. Kind of sacrifice speed on exit, but the exit isn't so important here. That's a lap at Motegi.